Hey guys, this is Kenny over at learnhowtoprosper.com, and I have created this website, Tech Career Hub, and it really is born out of probably where I started my career. I actually began as a career advisor, believe it or not. I worked for two universities, and I would advise students and non-traditional students and traditional students both on their the classes they should take, the vocation path, and then also advising them once they graduated on their career path and the things that they have to do. And so oftentimes I do have people reach out to me, both because I have that as a background and also because I myself have been in the tech career since for almost 30 years, working for some high tech companies. And so I created something that I think will be really helpful. And you can get there by going to jobs.learnhowtoprosper.com. And there'll be a link to this in the description of the video. And if when you first come here, you're going to see a couple different categories. Learn. So there's some career guides that I really recommend that you take a look at, different career paths, certifications, and home lab guide. Because really, if you're going to work anywhere in the tech world, it's so good to have your own setup. And that way you can test different things, set up virtual machines, and it's going to be enormous value to you. I remember I got my first computer in 1995 or 1996, and it cost $1,500. I remember at the time that just seemed like $1,000,000 being newly married, but wow, has that paid off in spades over the years? Because I learned I was on the very first internet system at that time. I guess it was contemporary with AOL online. It was called Prodigy, and it had the good old modem dial up, and you could dial into that, and then you could get access to the internet and email and stuff through there. But I learned so much about building websites. This is the wild, wild west in the early days, and I loved it. And I learned about a lot from it. So it's good for you to have something like that set up for yourself. And in subsequent videos, I'm going to go into great detail in each one of these. I've added this has an API connected to a nationwide job search service, so you can come in here. I've got a resume builder, and then one of my favorite, I guess you could say, mentors that I followed for a long time was Dan Miller. He died very quickly from cancer, but he had 48 Days to the Work You Love. I love that book. I loved his approach. And one of the things he always talked about was you don't have to wait until someone comes looking for you for a job. You can go demonstrate to them that you're the right fit. And even if they don't have an open position, his thesis always was that everyone's looking for good employees, people that they can lean on, people that they can trust. And I found that to be true as someone who's hired many, many people over the years. And so I can really back that up. And then there's different company research, deep profiles you can do, and then grow. It tells you salary data for different areas, interview prep, those types of things. Now, I am adding to this something called the intrapreneur playbook. You probably heard the word entrepreneur, but this really kind of epitomizes my career over the last 30 years. You can be an intrapreneur, meaning that you think about and take an ownership mindset and you become really a role in the company that transforms the business. So because you own it and you think in those terms, you're always looking at ways to propose changes, to identify challenges, and then propose fixes for those. And then I go as far as telling you how to gain support, how to work through politics, things like that. So if you're interested in that, you can come here and take a look at that. And you can sign up early now because I'm going to be making this available probably in about 30 days. And it's going to be a great course. It's based on, decades of experience now, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Well, so come and check out the site. Again, it's at jobs.learnhowtoprosper.com. And on my way out the door, I'm just going to show you something here I think will be really valuable for folks. And there's an actual wizard that can walk you through just a few things. So for example, this is the career launch wizard. It has 5 different questions, and you can come out and just, first of all, look at which state you live in. This might be interesting to you because you can sort through the different states and see what does the outlook look like for jobs and particularly tech jobs in this case. I think tech jobs are the best. Oh my goodness. And so Arizona is excellent. So you can come here and look at your state. You can do a search here, enter in whichever state you're in, and you can find it that way. Okay. And say, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say Wyoming's developing. I know that. Utah. Okay. Continue. And then you can say, well, what kind of experience do you have? In my case, maybe you have coding back, boot camp, that kind of thing. I'm going to go on. What's your tech experience? Complete beginner, some exposure, already in IT, career changer. And then you can look at what matters most to you in a career. So you might look, well, I want income potential, job security, working with cutting edge tech. Maybe you can pick up to 3. And then off it goes. And how much time can you invest per week? This is in the beginning, kind of understanding what are you willing to put in the way of time to upskill, take different certifications and things like that. So you can select that and then see your personalized. So it looks like for me, from 70K to 160, cloud infrastructure. Utah market's excellent for that, by the way. And so this kind of gives me a quick view here. Now, if I want to look at jobs in Utah, I can do a search and automatically kind of brings up cloud engineers. So I can see, they've got one at Robert Half, Google Cloud Engineer, Robert Half. There's quite a few. And these are all from, 99 to 100, 158, 100. Yeah. So, these are not bad. And then you can just click right here directly to apply. And then just different recommendations, cybersecurity, technical consulting. So, and then you can just restart if you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go and run through that again. And so that's just a quick wizard, a way that you can kind of work your way through things. And I really invite you to come out, check it out. I really like your feedback because this is pretty new. And, it was based on things that I consider as being helpful, but also I want to make sure that you feel like it's helpful. And so I offer that to you. And I'm going to be doing a review of these, and eventually I'll be giving, a peek into some of my premium content here around the entrepreneur. I really think that that's the key. It doesn't matter what job you're in. And if you want to make yourself as close to indispensable as is possible in today's world, I'm going to teach you how to do that. And I think you'll be pleased with what it provides you. And it gives you a lot of hope. Because I think a lot of times, I was just speaking to one of my nephews recently, and sometimes, you can see this moving market, AI is coming in, it's changing things up. And I can tell you how you can even become more indispensable in the world of AI. And I'll teach you that and how you can use AI as a tool to really advance your indispensability. How do you like that? So with that, I'm going to sign off for today, but I look forward to seeing you in future videos. You can come here, subscribe to the channel here at learnhowtoprosper.com, and or you can go to my website and the channel Learn How to Prosper, and I'll see you over there. Thanks so much. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Thanks, guys.